The Minister of Information and Culture, LAI Mohammed, has condemned calls for Buhari's resignation, insisting that the president would complete his tenure, despite the calls from several quarters. Nigerians from various walks of life had called for the president's resignation in the wake of Boko Haram's massacre of farmers in Borno State and the general insecurity in Nigeria. Mohammed described the call for Buhari's resignation as irresponsible and cheap. He insisted that Buhari would complete his tenure despite calls to resign. Recall that the Northern Elders Forum, NEF, had called for Buhari's resignation due to the high rate of insecurity in the north and the country at large. The spokesman of the group, Hakim Baba Ahmed, had insisted that Buhari had failed to protect Nigerians and needed to resign as the president of Nigeria. However, Mohammed insisted that those calling for Buhari's resignation were playing dirty and cheap politics. He spoke during a meeting with members of the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, NPAN, in Lagos. According to LAI Mohammed, in the wake of the killing, there have been calls in some quarters for Mr. President to resign. Well, let me say here that this call amounts to playing dirty politics with the issue of security, and it is cheap and irresponsible. Mr. President was elected in 2015 for a 4-year term and re-elected in 2019 for another 4-year term. No amount of hysterical calls for resignation will prevent him from serving out his term. Now, let's put things in context. Before Mr. President assumed office, Boko Haram could stroll into any city, especially in the north, to carry out deadly attacks. Abuja, the nation's capital, Kano, Maiduguri, Jos, Damaturu, etc. were regularly targeted. Motor parks, churches, mosques, shopping complexes were not spared. Today, that is a thing of the past. Suicide bombers used to have a field day detonating their bombs and killing innocent people. Therefore, calling on the president to resign every time there is a setback in the war on terror is a needless distraction and cheap politicking. Let's stop playing politics with the issue of security, okay? If you like, you cry blood. If you like, you cry water. If you like, you cry milk. The president is going nowhere, according to Mr. LAI Mohammed, the Minister of Culture and Information. He's going nowhere. Since he was able to serve his first 4 years, he will finish his second 4 years. So there is nothing anybody can do. All of these are just babele, according to what this man, the way he sees it. And that is the way it is. Nothing will happen. Of course, they'll just be laughing at people. According to what he said, that even if there's any little setback, they begin to shout, oh, resign, 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 resign. Of course, what do you want him to say? Whatever he's been asked to say is the Minister of Information. So, LAI Mohammed will definitely release or relate the messages or the information to the people. But from what he is saying, there is no Jupiter that will remove Buhari. He's going nowhere. For the fact that he has said it's 4 years, he must serve the second 4 years. And, they are beginning again to begin to compare. So, since he was talking about that, so they have to take another dimension. Since then, according to him, as at then, everywhere it was just a free fall, this and that. So what has changed? These people just changed tactics, and I've said it right from time that the difference is that these people, they've changed tactics and they are still doing worse. They are doing worse. It's just like somebody who is sick. You say that you take injection or you take you swallow medicine. The most important thing is that you get well. So what these guys were doing before, they were using another approach and they were getting what they wanted. Now they've changed tactics again. They are still getting what they want to get, to achieve what they want to achieve. So what is the difference? What makes the difference from what LAI Mohammed is saying? They just say anything that comes out of their mouth, whether you like it or not. They have said it, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. But at least it will be on record that they have responded to all those who are calling for the sack, for all those who are calling for this. Okay, now, if the president should not resign, what about the service chiefs, you will see that Brutai, he has come out 2 times, at least that I can remember. He has come out 2 times saying that nothing will change the whole thing. That whether you change the service chiefs is inconsequential. That it's not as if maybe he's trying to fight for himself to be there, or he's fighting for the position, or he just wants to be there permanently. But whether you change them or not, that the Boko Haram will still continue. And again, from the look of things, according to him, it might persist for another 20 years. Okay, you know now that they have come out to say, oh, it is the international community, the international conspiracy that is causing this whole thing. They don't want to, according to Lai Mohammed again, I'm quoting him, that the reason why they've not been able to defeat this Boko Haram is that they don't have the right weaponry to fight or to combat these people. But the same Boko Haram group, they have opportunity of getting their arms. And if they get it, but the question people have been asking, good and fine if that's the case, but why would you allow them? Is it the international community or the international conspiracy that is allowing them to bring those things inside to commit all these atrocities? These people, they will always give excuses. The Nigerian army has said it, that it is the international conspiracy that has not made the fight against this insurgency yield it has not made it to yield a fruitful result, or to yield positive results. You see how they are tossing Nigerians. So people who are calling for the sack, you have heard from Lai Mohammed that if you are still waiting for that, nothing will happen. Whether things are going bad or not, Buhari will still remain the president, from the statement and tune of a Lai Mohammed. Lai Mohammed is a very sick old man and would want to cling to power even while on deathbed. Fulani mentality to power is highly odorous. Okay, smelling. They love power like more than any other thing. But what are you doing with the power? I don't know. Power that is not useful to you, useful to anybody. So what are you doing with it? Of what use is the power now? You know, a lot of people have called for this resignation of the president, sack of the service chiefs. Nothing happened. Recently, Shekarawu came out and said, oh, Nigerians are not paying attention to a lot of things, that Buhari has is not obeying rule of law according to what is being stipulated, for as long, for how long the so-called service chiefs can say. And people have said it. Now that he himself has said it, of course, if people were not aware, but for the fact that he has come out again to say it, maybe he didn't listen when others were saying it. But now, since he has said it, does it mean they are he's going to do that? So who is going to hold him? Who is going to impeach him? Is it the same government? Is it the same lawmakers that are always on his side? So it's going to be a tough one. Very, very tough one. So guys, let's hear your opinion concerning Lai Mohammed statements.